Hi everyone, my name is Justine Stephenson, and on my Just Keep Blogging post, showcasing my major digital project for my EC9 class, Kat T, who's one of my professors, suggested in a comment that I should screencast some of my students' individual blogs from our classroom blog. I really liked that idea, so I asked 4 families if I could use their child's blog to showcase their learning through these past few months of blogging for my major digital project assignment for this class. Everyone is very supportive and signed off, so thanks to those 4 families and students. I'm so proud of all my students. Their individual learning blogs are wonderful so far and amazing. Young students are very capable, and all you need to do is provide them the opportunity and the guidance. Each student uses their secret agent number, as you can see over here, instead of their real name. I decided to do this because I wanted the blogs to be public, which means it allows anybody to view our classroom blog and my students' individual learning blogs without having to use a password. One of the very first things I had my students add to their individual blog was an About Me page. During our journal time, students wrote a rough draft after a writing lesson. Throughout the writing lesson, students brainstormed what they could write about themselves. Again, I reminded them to try and avoid saying their name to keep their identity safe. Once students were all finished writing their journal entries, then we moved on to adding their information onto the blog. First, I modeled from using the Smartboard how to access their account, how to add their page, and then they started to type. I also was very lucky because I had another student in the room to help me go around individually, help students out on how to navigate around the EduBlog. So that was very, very helpful. As you can see, a lot of families even loved it because there's a lot of families who come in and checked out their kids' blog from their parents to their grandparents, aunts and uncles, so that's pretty amazing. Some of my students are starting to get a little bit better at adding in comments and replying to who has commented on their page. Also, I added in pictures of students' work, like for example, some students created increasing pattern work, so I took pictures of their assignment through using the camera when they used their linking cubes. And then students had to go in to their blogs after I posted their pictures. And once they went into the blog, they typed about their pattern. So this student said, it starts with 1 and went up by ones. Mine goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, done. And then the student's mom also made a comment, which is awesome. The student hasn't had time to respond back, but will soon. It is still hard for some students without guidance to know how to respond independently, and as we get better at that, it'll become a lot easier for them to respond to everybody's comments. And another thing we've been working on is what do good commenters do on a blog. Students were also able to choose some topics and what they wanted to write about. So for example, this student here wrote about their pet and also wrote about animals. As you can see, not only did I add in pictures, but I also added in some work that the student has done. So what I did was I took all my students' self-portraits or other work, took it to our staff room photocopier, and I'm able to scan it in. The photocopier then emails all the work back to my email address after I type it in through the email, and then it allows me to view all the artwork or the work through PDFs. So it makes it very, very easy to add it onto the blogs. This student here wrote about hockey and all about themselves. This student wrote about skating and about math. And this student also wrote about numbers. And another assignment, I wanted to see what the kids liked about blogging. So that was another post I did. And this student said, I like blogging because I like writing and I can look at the pictures. And I also like my secret agent number. It is 1. And you get to have conversations. I love blogging. Right now, I'm really excited to showcase my students' animal projects through our blog. My students have done a great job of already beginning this process. Each of my students created a project plan where they came up with an idea of what animal they wanted to draw and represent. And then what's going to happen is the student drew what they wanted their project to look like, and then next week they're going to be building it. So then they also labeled their picture like a diagram of what they're going to use and made a materials list. At the top they said their name of their animal and what type of animal their project is, if it was an amphibian or a bird or a mammal. Some students decided to only create one animal, where I have some students who are creating an animal like a liger, where they're taking a tiger and a lion and morphing it together. The only rule was they had to choose two animals from the same animal family. So for example, they also had to go in after they were finished and type out their project. So this student said, this week we learned about animals and we're going to make a project. I'm going to make a buffalo. I'm going to use spaghetti and pipe cleaners for its legs and tails. For the body, I will use a box. This student said, I'm making a cat. I'm going to use a box for its body and googly eyes. This student said, for our animal project, I'm going to make an owl. I'm so excited to do it. We're going to do it on Tuesday. I'm going to use marshmallows and feathers and a straw and googly eyes. I've had my students create animal projects before in the past, but this is the first time I'm going to have my students not create a hard copy journal. All their journal responses are going to be in their blogs. The only thing they're going to do hard copy wise is going to continue making any plans, any designs that they're going to be doing. And I'm also going to take lots of photographs of them building their projects and all their materials, what it's going to look like before and then throughout the process every day, and then an after picture. So I think that's going to be really amazing. I encourage you all to keep checking out our blog throughout the rest of this month and throughout the rest of the year. Then you'll be able to watch the students' journey throughout their animal projects. All you need to do is just click on any one of my students' learning pages. So far, all my students are loving blogging and are asking to blog. All my students are engaged, and during blogging, I've never had any complaints about writing like I do have in other times throughout the year. I'm looking forward to continuing this journey. One other thing I forgot to point out is every student also changed their header. So some of them have pictures of their projects, some of them have pictures of their work. And also you can see when they've added in comments. Like for example up in here, every student also has an avatar now. So their avatar is their self-portrait to, again, keep their personal identity safe. I think this process only just begun. I still have so much to learn about blogging, and same with my kids. I want to continue this process and continue to teach them how to be good digital citizens and protect themselves when engaging anything on the internet or through social media. Thank you for watching, and I'm very excited to see where this project takes me. Thank you so much.